Hey, y'all, listen. What is today? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Halloween. For all of y'all that celebrate, maybe out there or giving the kids candy or whatever it is y'all doing. Happy Thursday. Listen, we come through to do a quick live. We ain't going to hold you up long, but you know the show must continue. The show must go on. Today is the last day in October, and honey, we labeled this over here at the Diva Show Gangsta October. Gangsta October, because a lot happened in October, and I can't wait till tomorrow, the 1st of November, and I'm praying for a thankful and a grateful and a peaceful November, because we've been through a lot this October. A lot has happened. It was Gangsta October. But listen, guys, y'all here in the building with me. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know y'all need to hit that like button for the Diva, okay? Hit the like button for the Diva. And so tonight's topic it's called The Lies We Tell. The Lies We Tell. Listen, I always tell people it's better to just tell the truth. You know, there's a saying that goes, the truth will set you free. Yes, it will. Tell the truth. The truth will set you free. Now, Megan Thee Stallion, there's something about these documentaries and when these streaming channels pay people to do a documentary. When I mean streaming, I mean like Netflix, what is it, Prime for Amazon. I mean, there's so many of them now that we can get a subscription to. And when these subscription-based platforms pay these entertainers to do a documentary, I think because they pay them so much money, they feel like they have to give them something that's going to shock the people. They have to give them some in order for, the documentary to be watched. So Megan Thee Stallion, she has a documentary coming out on Prime called Megan Thee Stallion in Her Words. And on it, she talks about how she lied to Gayle King. She lied when Gayle King asked her, did you sleep with Tory Lanez? And Megan Thee Stallion sat there saying, huh, what you talking about, Gayle? Did what? No, I did not. I did not have a sexual relationship with that man. Now, y'all, I take a beating from y'all a lot over here, and I take it and I keep it going. And you know what? I'm watching that Martha Stewart documentary. I didn't finish it yet, but so far it is really good. I am watching it. So I take a lot of beatings from y'all, but I know it's all in love. And I give y'all a minute to come around to where I'm at in my thought process. And I always tell y'all, we don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. But I got a beat down when this Megan Thee Stallion trial was going on. Because I said all of them are lying. The truth ain't coming out. They're kind of covering up for each other. And they never met. To be honest with you, including Megan. I know, buckle your seatbelts, y'all. Buckle your seatbelts. Including Megan. None of them was telling the truth about what really went down that night. None of them. So we're going to talk about it. Elise said this isn't new information. She admitted under oath in court. So why is everyone shocked? Well, I'm shocked. I did not know that she admitted under oath that she slept with him. And if we shocked, so are the lawyers, because the lawyers said they looking to see what they can do with this new information about she lied. So it's new to some people. So we don't really know what happened that night. Only those 3 individuals do. But the problem is when they can now point you out as a liar. Come on, Felicia, I appreciate you. When they can point you out as a liar, it can help his team say, listen, y'all depended upon a liar to put my client behind bars. Tell the truth and shame the devil. We're going to talk about it. Because he got 10 years. Now, and people, I got to do disclaimers all the time. Because people get it twisted. No, I don't think Tory Lanez was so innocent. No, I don't know. Listen. I'm here for due process. Due process. And if they did come out in court, and if she did say it under oath, and it's a lie, let the lie lay in the bed dead. Don't repeat it in the documentary. Like it's all a kiki and a ha-ha. It may be a kiki and a ha-ha to her, but it's not a kiki and a ha-ha to him because he's behind bars for 10 years. Let's go to this young thug. He about to be home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. He had RICO charges. That case was nasty. Matter of fact, nasty is an understatement. And he was accused of some heinous things. And now he's going to be out. He pled guilty. He's going to be free. Now, that listen, those terms are, the terms are the terms. They brutal. We're going to get into it. But see, this is the other point I've been trying to make with the Diddy thing. If you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, and the monster you claim you want to stay behind bars is going to be set free on some technicalities. You can't muddy the waters. When you start to muddy the waters, this is what you get. Listen, very, very old school. They'll tell you it's all in the name. Watch what you call yourself. You know, this generation, they love we're going to manifest. I manifested my business. I manifested my husband. I manifested the money. I manifested this. I manifested that. I'm not against manifestation. I'm not. I believe in it. So much so that I say, watch what you call yourself. His name is Young Thug. Okay? Death Row Records. You follow me? Bad Boy for Life. Bad Boy Records. You understand? Watch what you name yourself. Watch what you name your company. Watch what you call yourself. Watch what you allow people to call you. It's all in the name. Young Thug. Now you got 15 years probation, this, that, and the other, bop, bop, boo, 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 duh, 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 so forth and so on. It's crazy. He got to walk the straight and narrow for the rest of his life, darn near, so he won't end up back behind bars. 15 years probation? Good gosh almighty. Listen, wherever I go, I will ride my bike. Then he asked to still associate himself with his brother and some of the other people that was charged or whatever, also for the simple fact that he wanted to continue his rap career. Listen, we live in some crazy, unbelievable times. We really do. And they said this was the longest, come on, power in the name and in the tongue. Come on, Emmanuel. They said this was the longest, I think, did they say trial or RICO trial in the state of Georgia ever? And it almost didn't come to a close. Listen, the people almost had to spend Christmas and Thanksgiving up in that courtroom. They was like, we had enough. Case was going on forever and ever and ever and ever. And coming to no resolution. Then he changed that plea. You know what's funny to me? is that everybody, when they out in the free world, they a thug. Mm-hmm. They a thug. But something about when they get behind those bars, all of a sudden the hardest thug can't even handle being locked up. You ain't no real G. And see, I'm not a G. I'm not a gangster. I'm telling you right now, there's no way I wouldn't survive 24 hours behind nobody bars. No, I would not. But everybody want to be gangster on the street. They want to be a thug. Then when they get locked up, that's when you know the real thugs from the thugs that ain't really no thug. They can't handle it. Oh, the food is nasty. Well, what did you think? You thought you was going to be getting organic food behind bars? No, you're not. You get what you get. Oh, do you get the shower twice a week? Twice a week, I would pass out alone. No, I get a good sleep because I shower before I go to sleep. That's it. That's how I get a good night's sleep. It's rule. You gotta wake up at a certain time every day when you behind bars. I had no clue. Do they get to sleeping on the weekend? What if you sick and you're not feeling well? Can you stay in the bed? And if you do you miss out on all your meals? What if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're thirsty? Can you ask somebody to bring you some water? You got an automatic roommate in jail. What if your roommate is sick? Oh my goodness, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. No. I would be in the court begging the judge. I will never do. No, please get me out. Get me out of here. But listen, guys, we're going to bring the people on in the building. We got 2 stories tonight, the lies we tell. We got Megan Thee Stallion admitted that she lied to Gayle King. She thinks it's a kiki and a ha-ha in this new documentary. No, it's not a kiki and a ha-ha, girl. This man is back in it, over in the jail, and he fighting every single day because he ain't got nothing else to do. That's what people need to understand, too. When someone is behind bars, they got nothing but time on their hands. They don't got to be to work. They don't got to go to work. They don't got to run no errand for nobody. They got nothing but time on their hands. So he is fighting to the bitter end to get out of jail, Megan. So you should not be doing a podcast talking about, oh, I lied to Gayle, whatever. Because now if you are his lawyer, you'd be like, listen, this girl admitted in her own documentary that she a whole liar. I cannot. Y'all know what I need in the chat, and buckle your seatbelt because we got to talk tonight. Yes, we do. Buckle your seatbelt, okay? It's trending topics. It's Thursday. The lies we tell. It's 2 people on the docket. It's Megan Thee Stallion. It's Young Thug, okay? Young Thug is free. After all them shenanigans, after them going back and forth, and everybody watching hours on, days in, days out, he's out. Free. Home to do whatever it is he's going to do. He said he's going to go back to rapping, but we shall see. I need a choo-choo in the chat, people. Thank you, Shan, because I'm going to let the people on in the building. Hold on one second. Hey, Julius. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Katrina. Hey,
Hey, Diva. Happy Halloween, y'all. Choo, choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo. Hey, Wayne. All right, y'all. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and get right into this Young Thug situation? No, you know what? Let me do Megan Thee Stallion first. We might as well go ahead and get her out the way. Because this is just craziness, right? I don't know if it's the money. I don't know what it is that had people when they say, oh, we're going to give you money for a documentary, that they just get the run in their mouth and they saying stuff. Listen, I would be in the documentary so neutral They be like, Diva, you got anything new to say? Not really. No, you're not going to get me all caught up. And see, those producers, they like to get you all, they take for hours, because they hoping by the time you get a little tired and sleepy, you're going to slip up and say something that they really need and they really want to hear. No, I'm going to have 2 or 3 good friends on set with me. And as soon as they see I'm getting tired and I'm about to slip up and say something I'm not supposed to say, they're going to be like, all right, cut. Diva got to go to bed now. Hold on. Let me share this screen. Let's see. Where's she at? Where Megan Thee Stallion at? Here she go. All right. So Megan Thee Stallion, I lied to Gayle King. I did have sex with Tory. Now, many people are saying, she said this under oath. I don't know. I ain't going to say that I could confirm or deny. I'm not even going to go there. Y'all know I tell the truth, okay? So the video of Megan Thee Stallion admitting to lying to Gayle King about having sex with Tory Lanez is new. They saying it's new. Y'all saying she said it under oath. That's fine. I don't know. But a source close to Tory's criminal Pow Pow case tells TMZ Meg testified during trial that he is saying that she has a sexual relationship with Lanez. Megan Thee Stallion admission she lied to Gayle King about having sex with Tory is catching the attention of Tory's legal team. All right, there you go, y'all. Whoever told me that. So she did. Caesar McDowell, CEO of Unite the People, the nonprofit law firm that reps Tory, tells TMZ the fact that Tory lied about her sexual relationship with Tory obviously makes her an unreliable witness. If someone lies in front of millions of people, how can you trust what they say any other time? So then his lawyers at the time messed up. They messed up. They should have picked this up while he was on trial, okay? We're told Tory is appealing his sentence, and his appeal includes previous false statements made by Megan. Megan Thee Stallion is admitting she lied to Gayle King about her relationship with Tory Lanez, saying she was BSing when she told Gayle they never banged. The Savage rapper comes clean in her new Amazon Prime documentary, Megan Thee Stallion, in her words, saying she hooked up with Tory once or twice when she was drunk. Let's take a listen. Gayle pressed Megan for details about her relationship with Tory during a 2022 CBS Mornings interview about the July 2020 pow powing. Remember, Megan accused Tory of firing a pow pow in her direction and telling her dance B. And the jury agreed, convicting him of assault with a semi-automatic pow pow. During their sit down, Megan told Gayle she never had sex with Tory, but now she's saying that was a lie, and the question caught her off guard.
He's putting out the story that the two of you had a relationship and that you're making the whole thing up.
I think that he is trying to deflect from the fact that he committed a
Regardless, Megan accurately points out her sexual relationship with Tory wouldn't justify him firing a pow pow and wounding her. Tory's currently serving a 10-year sentence for the pow powing, and it will be interesting to see how her sex confession goes over with him. Frankly, lots of folks were skeptical at the time when Megan denied sleeping with Tory, and now the truth has come out. I think because was their case sealed? I can't remember, but anyway, Julius, your thoughts?
Lord have mercy. This messy. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
This messy. Talk about a savage. But it ain't my bedroom, so I'ma mind my business, cause classy bougie ratchet. Shoot, sounds like beach bum, bad built butch body to me. Shoot, all kinds of all over the place. Anywho, yeah. I think playing on the sympathy card is what she was doing, and everything else. Yeah, I'm gonna take myself back out the group chat.
Thank you, Julia. Savannah, your thoughts?
I mean, I think that was one of the worst kept secrets in the industry. I wasn't surprised that I knew she was lying when she was interviewed by Gail. Sorry, Diva. And I don't understand what's the point of bringing it out now. I mean, we knew she was lying. That wasn't. It doesn't surprise me that she did. She looks a lot different. She really puts on much makeup, that's for sure. But I think the whole reason for the altercation in the vehicle was because they were having an intimate relationship, and there was a lot of jealousy there because the story was that he was pushing up on the Kardashian girls. So, excuse me, Diva, I got to sneeze and cough, so I'm gonna pull
Okay.
back a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. Raheem, I hear you. She do need to apologize for calling Gail King out of her name. I agree with you on that. Okay. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I don't see the problem. Okay. Did her having by her line and having an affair with, with Tory Lanez, did that get him locked up?
Well, let me throw this out there, Wayne. If I'm willing to lie about one thing, but then everything else I'm telling 100% truth.
But
I mean, in my world, a liar is a liar.
Yeah, she's a liar, but he got convicted with a gun and with a weapon, right? And some other stuff. So maybe that part is true. I don't know. But just because she a liar don't mean the other stuff is it. They said he had a weapon. He got convicted on a weapon and other stuff. Okay, she lied. Okay, but my thing was the lie as a result because she didn't. Was she on the stand? I mean, was she under oath? Did that lie put him in jail?
Well, here's the thing. He also is 10 toes down that he did not have the pow that someone else in the car did.
Okay, so whether she lied about having an affair with him or not, okay, they ain't trying to prove that. That wasn't part of the case, I don't think. Okay, it was what he got, got arrested for. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if it's his word against hers and they got evidence, I don't know. Granted, it may be cause, trial for him, ground for him to appeal it and say, well, she lied about this. Well, maybe she lied about that. But at this point, I think it's a moot conversation. If her line about her affair with him had nothing to do with the weapons or whatever, she's like, okay, I mean, good luck. I mean, trying to go and say, well, she's a liar. Okay, now you got to prove this other lie. They got to prove that. She ain't got to prove it. So I don't get it. I mean, she's a liar. Feel bad, for that. But hey, she wasn't under oath. I'm done.
Felicia, your thoughts?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Well, the truth matters to me.
Come on now.
It matters to me. And I don't care if I'm under oath, over oath, around the corner, no one. The truth matters.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that people who know me know that I'm an honorable and fair person. And if I say something to you or share something with you, you know that to be the truth. And that you can then take that and build upon whatever you may or may not want to do with that. I would be devastated if my children kind of thought I was iffy, or I could say this Monday and then on Wednesday I feel like saying this, and then on Friday I say that. So in something like this case, and I never really got all into it, but it started on a lie, right? So
okay, come on, talk to the people.
So it was the story that started out was, no, we wasn't all in the car. No, some of us was in the car. No, she was drunk. No, everybody was drunk. No, we was over at what that child house name, the Kardashian house. We left. We went back. It was all lies. And then it was, well, what happened in the vehicle. And then that became more mutual. She stepped on glass, she said. That's what I recall.
Come on,
And
you better talk now.
and
Let's
she
talk.
she was protecting Mr. Lanez because George Floyd had lost his life from the police, and she didn't want that to happen to him. So that's why she said what she said. But then when she got to the hospital, she told the doctor, no. Somebody pulled a weapon and pow at my feet. So so as far as I'm concerned, the whole thing is a lie. In fact, I'm making you a lie. I don't even know what you are. Okay? And so, yes, if I was Mr. Lane's attorney and I'm looking at 10 years and I'm willing to be deported or to my own country, and maybe they'll be more merciful on me, and maybe this will be a technicality that they can use, that someone may or may not have perjured themselves, then that's what I would expect them to do. I'm done.
I appreciate you, Felicia. I think if it was our son, nephew, brother, maybe we'd be looking at this differently. But like you said, and like I said, from the beginning, it was nothing but lies. Katrina, your thoughts?
I'm halfway on the train. I'm halfway off.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why she lied, they lied before, because she didn't want anything to happen to him, and she was trying to cover up for him.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't come out until he started saying stuff, and everybody else was saying stuff about her. So that's when she came out and said what really happened. Because she could have said what happened when it happened that night. And then she wasn't the one that got him convicted. It was a witness that saw it that got him convicted. And the thing was her saying that she didn't sleep with him. She did lie on it, but you can tell it did look like it took her by surprise. And Gail asking her about an intimate moment, I would have said yeah, but one and done. Because Meg used to drink back in the day. I mean, Meg was. I'm glad she got some help. Or at least she looked like she went and got some help. Because Meg was a mess. Meg was a hard drinker. So I'm glad she got some help on that. Now when she got on the stand and said that lie, but she told the truth. She told the truth when it was when she had to, because she got on the stand and she admitted to it. I'm not all for lies and stuff like that either, but I see that she was trying to protect him. And then he come out with a song with the baby talking about a horsefoot that got shot. So and then I'm sorry, got pow. And then you on the jail call admit to what you did on the jail call. I don't know why they tell everything when they be on that jail call. They say we recording everything that you say before you even start talking. So you got up there and you was telling on yourself right then and there. I'm not all for no lies and stuff like that either, but she was trying to protect him. And at the end, the black men didn't protect her because they came at her way harder than anything that we have saw. And if you got 50 Cent apologizing to you for something, then you know something something ain't right. If he's apologizing, saying he was all wrong about Megan. Like I said, Megan she went through, like I said, she was a hard drunk. She lost her mom. She made it happen. Her record label was trying to mess her up. People was coming for her back and forth. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not for lies or anything like that. And the thing of it is, Tory messed up himself because he was already on probation, and you knew you weren't supposed to have a pow anyway. So they was trying to deport him back to Canada, as Felicia was saying. They was trying to deport him back to Canada, but we'll see how it goes, because I don't think that lawyer could use what she said on Gail's show, but she told the truth on the stand when she was sworn in. So we'll see how it goes. But Meg, she shouldn't have told that lie. But we'll see how it goes. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you, Raheem. I like your thought process here. She could have just said, my sex life is private. Move on. When you go on an interview, you don't get to you know it's going to be it's Pandora's box. So if you're not ready, then don't go. But I also agree with you, Raheem. She need to take back that she called Gayle King a bitch. Tay, your thoughts.
Megan, when you go to the court stand, you always tell the truth. When somebody actually put your hand on the Bible, and you said they always say it, and you tell the truth on the Bible, you always tell the truth right there. And now you tell Garrett you did not have a relationship with this man right here. Which one is it, girl? Are you telling the truth, or you just lie right there? And when Garrett tell you, you should have said no comment. I'm just saying, no comment. You should have said no comment about when she asked you that question right there. You don't have to tell her that she's the B word on the national TV right there. Yeah, that's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Listen, I think I hear every side of this. You know, all I can say is the truth works. The truth works, and there was a lot of lies told in the beginning, but we're going to see how this pans out for Tory Lanez. There's some things to me you should just keep to yourself, but we're going to go ahead and move on, and we're going to go right into this young thug pled guilty, and he about to be in these streets. Okay, he's going to be in these streets. Let me go ahead and let's get into this story. Let me share screen. Is this the one? I think this is the one. I had two up. I hope I'm bringing up the right one that I want to show. So Young Doug freed from prison after accepting guilty plea in the YSL RICO case. Okay. From the time he went into what he looks like now, it's like, whoa. Okay. So Young Doug could be home very soon. He was just sentenced and may not have to serve any more time behind bars. It successfully completes 15 years of probation. 15 years of probation, y'all, is a lot of time. On Thursday afternoon, Judge Whitaker imposed a sentence which amounts to 40 years in total. It's a bit complicated, but here's the gist. He's given time served for 5 of the years, plus 15 years on probation. I think I'm going to go back to that because I think this is long. Let me see if this is, no, it's not.
All right. So it is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a NOLO plea to the RICO count in one of the 2 gang counts, I would not be permitting the NOLO to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged. I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count 1, The court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count 2, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count 1, but I am going to backload. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count 1, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation. If you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence, but I'm also going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard to that count. Count 57, 20 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years probated, concurrent with count 1. Count 58, 10 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, balance probated, concurrent with count 1. 59, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. 60, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve, that is required to be also a consecutive sentence, so that's going to be run consecutively to count 56 and backloaded. Count 62, 10 years to serve, also required to be served consecutively, that's going to be consecutive to count 61, also backloaded. So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation, followed then by the backloaded 20 years, which can be served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served.
Good googly my. That's a lot. There's also a backloaded 20-year prison sentence that could kick in after probation, but he'll only have to serve that time behind bars if he doesn't successfully complete his probation term. If he keeps his nose clean during probation, the judge says that part of the sentence would be commuted. His lawyer, Brian Still, also requested he still be allowed to associate with co-defendants, his brother, Quantavius, and Sergio, in order to continue his rap career. The state had been recommending Thug serve at least 25 years in prison, but it appears the judge went in a very different direction. Young Thug decided to enter a guilty plea in the YSL RICO case, which will bring an end to his part in what has become the longest trial in Georgia history. On Thursday, Halloween 2024, at that, Thug switched his original plea he made in 2022 and pleaded guilty to his role in criminal street gang activity. He also pleaded no contest to conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and leading a criminal street gang. Young Thug was near a plea deal that would have released him from jail today on 15 years probation, but they couldn't agree on his release conditions, and now prosecutors are recommending 25 years in prison, but we know that he did not get that. Let me, darn it, let me go back. Hold on one second. I hate when this thing is blocking it. But we heard that, you know, what he consists of. Two of Thug's co-defendants, Jack and Shannon, aka SB, reportedly rejected plea deals and will continue their trials, while 3 others accepted plea deals earlier this week. Not only was the trials Georgia's longest, it was also a very eventful one, between a defendant allegedly trying to pass substances in open court, to Thug being accused of sending messages to his girlfriend Mariah the scientist, through his attire, social media, never stopped discussing the case. But Thug Roll and the whole thing is now coming to an end. Ooh. Ooh. Julius, your thoughts?
That's a so if I'm right, if I was hearing her correctly, he has to do a 5-year bid in the pen.
No, he was already in there when this whole trial was taking place. He already was in there 5 years.
So
So
that went to time
time
served
served.
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on probation for 15 years.
Yes.
But he can be out.
He's going to be out on probation.
Listen, I would be acting like a little goody old good boy. I would be like, my name is Raymond Earl III. I am on the executive board. Listen, I would not take the second chance for granted. He went through a very, very tough trial to get this kind of, and she said, if you complete your 15 years in a timely manner, breaking news, he was just released. And she said, if you complete your 15 years in a timely manner, without any legal infractions, your whole entire thing can be commuted. I would stay low. Anybody who I was associating with in the past, I would not associate with. Listen, I would take it as a second chance from God and keep my nose clean and keep it pushing. And if I was Young Thug, that's how I would look at it.
Thank you, Julius. Okay, I'm going to just share screen real quick and show one more video. I'll just show part of it. Is this the one I want to show? Share.
All right, Mr. Williams, is there anything that you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, my managers, my kids that's not here. Really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just having so much time investing into this, and I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you. And I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a bar in the future or something. Just
not a bar.
Type of situation. I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. I come from nothing and I've made something and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both sides. I'm sorry to the sheriff, everybody for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, and I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life. I kind of learned that late, and maybe it was because I was, probably on drugs or anything. I don't know, but I have came to my senses and I understand what I mean to this world. But I am a good guy, I don't mind doing stuff like, free shows, and I always did that. I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did like 2 or 3 shows that made like $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. Like, I do things. Like, I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anybody ever did from my side, But I understand, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you, I'm 100% changing that. It's just, I'm older, I'm grown now, and it's just like, I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. Like, I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go forever.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. I mean, it's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people. And having come up from where you came up from and living in and around that, that gangs are damaging to our community. And it may be that a whole lot of rap music and the rap industry is, I mean, honestly, it sounds like a modern day version of kind of WWE wrestling that used to be on television, where people would just get up and posture and act like they hated each other. And it may be that that's a lot of what is going on in the music industry with rap. But whether it is fake or not, it has tremendous impact on kids and young people who think, this is cool, this is what I want to do. Look at him, he's a millionaire. I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets. And that's not true. What you're likely to have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is you get shot, you get killed, or you get thrown in prison. And those are, by far the most likely outcomes. And, you've been in here watching the trial, and you've seen the pictures of Mr. Ryan posing with a gun as big as he is at 15 years old and going out and shooting and killing another teenager. And that's what gangs do. And that's unfortunately a lot of what rap music does. And if you are a modern day John Lennon, he might have rapped too in this day and age. I don't know, but I know you're talented. And even if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that that is not the way to go, and that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs. And, I know that happens for protection sometimes, but a much better way would be getting an education and hanging around with people who set a good example. And you be one of those people that sets a good example. All right, so that's my high horse on that. I could also go on. But I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem. All right?
Whew. Savannah, your thoughts?
Oh boy, I think that yes, he may say that he did some positive things for his community, but he's also guilty of making his community an unsafe place for his neighbors who have worked hard to own some land for the kids to be able to play outside safely and freely. All the shenanigans that have been hanging around that whole group of record labels or whatever the men and women that were involved with all those shenanigans and incidents that terrified that block, that neighborhood, that city. So he is guilty of that. And this whole trial has been one complete circus. That prosecutor office, Fannie Willis, like they all need to go back and regroup, go get additional training, school. I don't know what's going on. From judges being recused from the case to lawyers being locked up, witnesses falling asleep on the stand, yelling back at prosecutors. And now that young man is a social media influencer. I know he's really popular on social media right now, but this whole thing has been a mockery of the justice system and how it's honestly supposed to work. So if he was able to get out, and that's on the state, they failed to do their job. And the injustice is going to be if this young man gets out and goes back into that lifestyle and didn't learn a lesson from losing his freedom and having others control his day-to-day living situation and movements. And if you have a large family, and he said that he was one of 11 and mother's still alive, he also said that he had children. So a lot of people depend on him and his fame, and it's just absolutely overall sad. But this is on that the prosecuting office, and they deserved to lose, because this was just a circus from the beginning. So they deserve to lose.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I'm glad he got a second chance. 15 years is a long time to be on probation. However, that's a long time to be in prison. And as a result, it's a lot of temptation out there. And he's in the, in the rap. A lot of influence to do wrong. Y'all can see that already. With what's going on now with Diddy, people, influence to do wrong. So he's going to have a big weight on him to try to do right, because for 15 years, he has to constantly do right. Okay. I hope he has a good probation officer. I hope they lay it out to tell him what you can do, what's a violation, what's this, what's that, was whatever. I saw something online a while ago. This guy was in like a halfway house on, he was out and he got a job. He was doing right. They loved him. Where he checked in, did everything right.
Mm-hmm.
One day, it was a fence, and it was a hole in the fence, and people were going through it. They were, taking a shortcut. He took the shortcut, and the police just happened to be there. Somehow, when an officer came, he got arrested and sent back to jail because there was no trespassing. But he just saw everybody else going through there. But for him, it sent him back to jail. However, they, the halfway house, whoever the people they petitioned, got him back out. It was an honest mistake, So I'm just saying, 15 years is a long time to be out, to have to walk the straight and narrow, So they need to lay it on the line to tell him, don't be influenced by anybody to do wrong. Look at O.J. Simpson. He was out of jail, and somebody talked him into going to Las Vegas to steal his stuff back. And he spent 10 years in jail. And he thought it was his stuff, and he could do that. So not only that, even law enforcement, maybe, watching him on his back, waiting for him to trip up, waiting for him to jaywalk or something silly like that. He needs to know all that, because 15 years is a long time to be on probation and have to walk the straight and narrow. And the stuff you see other people do, and you get complacent and think that you can do it, driving the speed limit, all that stuff. So, congratulations. He got a second chance in life. Hopefully he'll be productive and be a productive member of society, go on to do great things, influence people in a positive way. That's what I hope for him, because he got a long road ahead in 15 years.
Yeah, he sure does. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, I think 2024 has shown us an interesting face on this criminal justice system. And I want to thank you, Diva, for giving me the opportunity to be in here a couple of nights a week and really getting into what's happening, what these charges are, what the lawyer said, what the judge didn't say, what the DA wants. It gives us a real good insight into what's happening inside of these courtrooms. You had 28 defendants. I think we're down to 2. Perhaps those 2 are going to plea out tomorrow. And all of them pled guilty to some form of a crime.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed that Bonnie Willis really wanted to get these RICO charges in. That seems to be the thing, almost like a fashion statement. We all want RICO right now. And so I'm listening to them, and it's 28 people that they charged. It was some 65 charges all the way around. And then I'm thinking about the Mr. Combs case. Wow. Okay. So this is what a RICO case can look like, but then we see the end product. Mr. Williams is home. He's home right now, and he's probably very grateful. And I hope he stays grateful, and I hope he stays smart, and really begins to value his children and his wife. And it's when they want you, they take you.
Mm-hmm.
And when they kind of don't really want you, they find a reason why 125 years really wasn't that important, right? And I must say before I end this, because I have said this many times, you don't want to be in a situation where you don't have a lawyer.
Come on now.
And if you have a lawyer, at minimum, make sure it's a good lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And in Jeffrey Williams' case, he had a great lawyer, Brian Steele. That lawyer of his knew the law, knew what the judge could and could not do. He kept calling out Judge Glanville, seeking a mistrial. They got him off that case. Yes, they did.
They sure did.
And they brought on the new judge, and she's like, look, I'm not going to be here a whole year and a half with you over all of this. No, we're going to work it out. Yeah, we're going to work it out. And she's done a great job. I think in about 6 weeks, she has figured out how to get all of this in a place, in a way that the DA, well, I agree with Savannah. It's a loss. It's a loss for Bonnie Willis, but she still got the RICO. She wanted that, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But for the rest of us, always try to have a lawyer, a good lawyer on retainer, and really study how these things move. We've got 3 or 4 major cases right now, and no one seems to be treated the same. Everyone seems to have a different set of rules, a different set of laws. But I do wish him well. I wish the people in Atlanta peace. I hope there's no more powering and bodies all over the place, and that everyone can have a peaceful holiday season.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm done. Yeah.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm happy for him for getting out. I'm happy, I'm sad about the families that they cause chaos to. But I can't, it's like a catch-22. He was doing bad things, but he was also doing good things. So I mean, it's a catch-22. And the thing of it is, maybe him being locked up those years saved his life, as someone said before, because Thug was on those substances real bad. You saw what he looked like, but now he looks healthy, and he looked like a healthy man now. At first, he was turning ashy purple from using those substances. I mean, he was looking a mess. I think one point in time, I think he did die, and they brought him back. But either way, maybe that saved his life. God does things for a reason. Maybe taking him off the streets saved his life. Maybe taking those other boys off the street saved their life. And then the thing of it is, these prosecutors was crazy. They honestly think that these guys were gonna sit in front of Thug face and snitch on him. They were never gonna do that. Never. Whatever they said to the police, oh well. But they weren't gonna sit in front of his face and tell on him. They weren't gonna do it because Thug helped a lot of them. He helped a lot of them. Lil Baby and all of them. He helped a lot of them. He helped a lot of people. But sometimes, you can't use your goodness for badness, because you have it in you to be good. The good things you're doing, the bad thing is outweighing it. That's how you got locked up. In 15 years of probation, I will leave Atlanta. Well, I don't think he can come back to Atlanta for like 10 years or something like that. He got to leave Atlanta. I will leave Atlanta because this was where it all got started from. Leave Atlanta, start your life in a new way, reinvent yourself, stay healthy. Being in the rap games, all of them think they have to use the substance or whatsoever. But I hope he just stay straight, keep his nose clean, because they waiting on you to do one thing. Because they're not happy they got that plea. They're really not happy. They're not happy. The state is not happy because they made the whole case make the state look like a complete fool. Me and Felicia watch it just about every other day. We seen what was going on. We love Woody. Woody Woody was the one that was carrying the case. Woody was the one that really messed that case up altogether. But either or, I just hope he get out, stay clean, do what he got to do for himself, do what he got to do for his kids. You know what it's like behind bars, and you don't want to go back there. That's all I got.
Thank you. Tay, your thoughts?
All I said, do not throw your second chance away if you do it again. Think about your kids. Your kids gonna grow up without father. Think about your kids. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Listen, guys, this is a lot. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I just feel, I guess, happy for the jurors that they'll be home for the holidays. A lot of people, a lot of the, I guess, victims, I don't know what to say about this, but he's got a second chance. So I would say make the best of this second chance. And I do think 15 years, woo, you definitely, it's like go to the supermarket, go home and mind your business. I don't know. I mean, I know he has fines to pay and you got bills, or whatever, but I don't know if getting right back into the rap game is the answer. I'm not sure, but we'll stay connected to this. Felicia, did you want to say something else before I close out?
No, but it's not all over yet. They'll be back there tomorrow with the remaining two. So
yeah,
join in and watch the proceedings, see how things go.
I appreciate that. Listen, guys, thanks for being here. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody.